into the games
Let's
here.
do it. Let's get into the slate. The slate.
Friday night.
Friday Night
It'll
Lights
kick it off
tonight.
here soon. Yeah, we got Nebraska, Illinois. There's also Stanford, Syracuse, which I believe Syracuse is my lock of the week.
It
I
is.
don't know if that was
You
posted yet or not.
that'll go out tomorrow.
Yeah, I
Tomorrow
didn't
morning.
realize that it was a Friday night. I actually just loved Syracuse at home, Stanford coming across the pond. Well, not
Across the
across the pond,
pond. What pond?
across basically. Well, I mean, they got to cross the
There's a
Mississippi,
lot of
right?
ponds.
Yeah, there's a lot of
There's a lot of
ponds.
ponds they go across.
A lot of lakes, a lot of rivers.
Yeah, they're passing all of them. I loved them -9 on Saturday. I freaking really love them Friday night, having to travel during the week. These kids are
During
doing
the
homework. This
week.
is Stanford. How long of the flight from Stanford to Syracuse is it? Like,
I don't know.
I mean, I think I just love Syracuse at home. Friday night, Kyle
Four,
McCord knows what
7.
he's doing in that offense. He looks good. He still
Well,
sucks, but he looks good for Syracuse.
he's who? Kyle McCord?
Yeah.
He's actually one of the biggest surprises of the season. If you look at Kyle McCord's numbers, he's doing really well.
Well, the thing is, Kyle McCord isn't bad. It's just that Kyle McCord isn't the standard that is kept at Ohio State.
Well,
Where
that's
like
fine.
when you go, the standard, he's exceeding expectations for Syracuse. They've never seen this competent of a quarterback. Like, and you gotta remember, I mean, obviously he was a first year starter last year, and it sucks the way it ended for him. I'm not gonna apologize for him getting all that NIL money.
Yeah.
But at Ohio State, like, you have to beat Michigan, and he couldn't beat Michigan, and
Yeah.
they were just going to move on at quarterback. And I think that they did the right thing by moving on. And I think it's actually a perfect divorce. It's like when parents get divorced and both of them end up in happier marriages. It's like that's what happened with Kyle McCord in Ohio State.
I mean, I think he's happier. There's no pressure.
Mhm.
Clearly, I mean, look at coming from, like you said, Ohio State, the pressure to win the big game. There's what's your big game at Syracuse? Like
Georgia
Virginia,
Tech,
like Georgia, exactly, and that was a good game. And Syracuse has needed a good game manager style quarterback who can get the job done, and I think he's going to do a good job. Syracuse, they're obviously going to get the win tonight at Stanford, but they keep winning, they're going to put themselves up in that top 5 ACC, where I think because it's hard to win up there. Where if they get Louisville at home, I don't know their schedule. I mean, Jake, if you want to look that up.
I have it right here. They have a very favorable schedule.
Where they could, potentially be in the running as a contender for the ACC this year.
Yeah, they go at NC State, at Pitt, at Boston College, but then their toughest game besides those road games coming to Syracuse is Miami on the last weekend of the regular season on November 30th. So that if Syracuse goes, that game could be to go to the ACC title game, because I think Miami will probably be undefeated at that point, and Syracuse, if they win those couple tough road games at NC State,
so they don't play Clemson, they don't play let's say Florida State, they stink, but they don't play Clemson. So their hardest away game is NC State.
Yeah, NC State or Pitt. I mean,
Pitt's looking good. Pitt
looks good. Boston College might be sneaky tough.
Yeah, depends on what time. Is that in like October? When's that?
Yeah, these are all October and November.
Okay, so they have a prove it October pretty much.
Mm-hmm. But they go at NC State, then they have a bye week, and then they have Pitt at night 7:30. Hopefully they don't go double renegade that night.
I could definitely see them winning a couple of the road games and putting themselves in the top 25 for sure. Mm-hmm. So interesting.
And then other Friday night game that we gotta talk about is fake Patrick Mahomes. Dylan Raiola, the imposter, Nebraska, Illinois.
Yeah.
Nebraska's probably going to go into the Ohio State game undefeated. Like,
I really know when I looked at their schedule or later, like in July, I was like, these assholes have a chance. I'm not saying like they're all assholes. So if you're a Nebraska fan, sorry if I offended you. I'm not saying assholes. Like these guys legit have a chance to go 7-0 before the Ohio State game, and the Ohio State game's at home.
Yeah,
for them, right? It's a home game. It's a away game for y'all, right?
Yeah.
No, they
they have to go to Ohio.
They have to go to Ohio.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, do you not like think about this? A 7-0 team fan base who has been dog crap for 20 years.
I was gonna say 15.
The hype around that game will be insane.
Yeah, that should be where game day goes.
That like week. If anything, that would be because you got to think Nebraska. If they keep winning, they're gonna throw them in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they're undefeated at that point.
Well, yeah, you got Patrick Mahomes' little brother, of course.
Yeah. So
stunt double
and the story, stunt double. Like even the chin hair, like it's
kind of weird. Yeah, it's very strange behavior.
Like body, his body looks like it's weird.
Yeah,
but whatever.
It's giving a lot of Jason Tatum vibes. But hey, happy for Nebraska that they are finally got a contender, and Matt Rule is turning that program around.
Yeah, I mean, technically, Scott Frost did all the hard work.
Did he?
Well, he stopped. He stopped the bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
He recruited well enough that when the keys were handed over to him, the house was like literally 3/4 of the way built. Like he just couldn't win the tight games, and that's a culture coaching thing. And Matt Rule came in and said, "Well."
Did the Wi-Fi bug just get Nate?
Yeah. Wi-Fi bug definitely just happened. I hear what he's saying though, for sure. Hopefully it doesn't kill off the live, but I don't know if Scott Frost did that much good for Nebraska, but I think Raiola transferring in was definitely the biggest thing that could have happened, because without him, they're not really going anywhere. You got to have a quarterback. They've had the Martinez's forever, and they just never were going to win with him at quarterback, no matter how good the defense was.
Yeah, I just think they're going to slip up before Ohio State, personally. I mean, I think they're good, and I think this Raiola kid's unbelievable, but I just don't see a team that's not used to winning not look ahead. And they have some tough games. They really do. I was just looking at the schedule. And if they can go undefeated, I mean, they're really there's really 2 or 3 games that game day could choose, but that would be the best one. If they're sitting undefeated, that's a top 10 matchup. If Ohio State can do the same, but they do have some games where it's like I could see them potentially losing. Try to pull their schedule back up real quick.
Yeah, at Purdue is always a trap game.
Correct.
And the week right before is at Indiana. So,
Indiana, I mean, both games. Indiana looks good.
Yeah, Indiana looks good. They're 3-0 right now. So,
yeah,
not great wins, but you still kind of gotta respect them. Wins are wins. So you don't apologize for them in 2020.
Yeah, really, I only see 3 games that I can just say, okay, these 3 games are losses, and that's Ohio State, that is USC, and I'm not sure if they can beat Iowa or not. That's just tough. I mean, Iowa's is always a tough game for anybody because of the defense that they play.
Yeah, defense. Yeah, they just won't be able to score. If they score 14, they might as well just sit on the ball the rest of the game.
Just punt on second down.
Isn't that what Brian Callahan wanted to do?
Yeah, I think
with
so.
Will Levis. Geez, well, getting into the Saturday slate, I know I said that there's some good games at noon. There really isn't. It's just Ohio State plays at noon, and I'm excited that occupies my time. Um, welcome back, Nate.
Word of
dead
advice:
period there.
make sure your computer is charged when you're doing a live stream. If you're hearing that, so that's
Incredible.
hilarious. What I miss?
Just a little bit of like how we talked that I wasn't thinking that Scott Frost did all the work, but I think it was really a lot of Raiola transferring in.
He did. I would say
you can't win without a quarterback, and like they've had the
Yeah.
Martinez going nowhere.
Freaking
So.
Scott Frost had that Martinez kid for like 9
Yeah,
years.
they had both of them. Yeah, he had both of them. He had two of them. So and they
he had that kid for 9 years and was like they just couldn't win.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like that was a waste of talent to me. It was a waste of talent. So
he wasn't really that talented. But 3:30, USC Michigan. I'm very intrigued at this matchup with it being in the big house because USC's defense. Let's see if it can travel. Michigan committing to Alex Orji at quarterback is a decision. Nate, you know that Alex Orji might be very similar to Joe Milton. He's got a rocket arm. He can run, but can he read a defense and can he throw a slant pass? We'll see what happens because, when they were bringing him in, everyone knew that he was just going to run. But with him starting quarterback, you have the threat of the pass. So maybe it helps out their offense. I don't really know, but USC -4.5, kind of like it.
This game is so interesting. It's so hard. I've been back and forth all week in my thoughts about this one because it's like, okay, we're committing to Orji. Okay, well that means anytime you get in a passing down, USC they're either going to send pressure or bring a spy on the quarterback. Like he's not going to throw it. He's not going to throw it over 5-7 yards. It makes it really easy for the defensive coordinator on USC's side to go, okay, well, this is going to be easy. So when they get into an obvious passing down, pretty much Michigan is committing to being out to say, hey, we're just not physical you. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to just beat you up in the trenches on both sides of the ball and wear you out and make you play big boy. Pretty much they're committing to playing rugby. Like scrumming the ball, that's what they're committing to.
But they don't have the offensive lineman they had last year, so them trying to commit to something without the correct personnel is just going to bite them in the literal butt at the end. Like they don't have these offensive linemen they had last year, so them trying to do this is just not going to be something that's going to be successful. So them saying, "Hey, we're going to out physical everybody," it's not possible this year. Like you're just not going to do it. Like you may have a great running back, but you don't have the offensive line you had last year, or the defensive line.
It might be just a game plan by week thing too, because like we're playing USC. Okay, can USC play some physical football for 4 quarters in the big house? Right next week, if they're playing a Big Ten team like Iowa or somebody, they're like, all right, well, we really don't got to score much against them. Is our kicker okay? Is he good? Can he kick? You know what I mean? So it might be just a week by week kind of thing for them. But I literally think I think what they've seen on film about USC going, hey, their front seven don't scare me. Our front seven versus their front seven on offense versus defense, they're pretty much putting all their chips in the basket with Orji and the running back core. So they're saying pretty much we're gonna go Wildcat. Technically, we're gonna go goal line. We're gonna have all of our tight ends in.
Wing T.
Essentially, we're gonna be watching
smash mouth football,
smash mouth, ugly football, and I'm okay with it because this is a huge. To me, I've been like, is USC physical enough to play 4 quarters this way? They look great they look good against LSU and their athletes, but is that USC?
LSU?
Yeah, is that USC front seven? Are they gonna take the punches and the licks all 4 quarters?
Yeah, 4 quarters in the big house is kind of the question. Can they do it?
That's it. And that's why I believe it's a 4.5 for
Yeah.
USC because USC they have if they come out and they score and like they go up by 14 to nothing, it's over. Like they can cruise just like how Texas did. Texas cruised once they knew they could had a cushioning lead. They knew you could sit at defense and go, all right, cool. Are you gonna? You can't move the ball down the field on us.
Yeah.
So that game is so interesting. I think USC has it in them. I think it's gonna be really, really ugly and tight.
It will be
that first half, and I think USC pulls ahead. It's really going to come down to field position and who makes the first mistake. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I personally have USC, and I pick them. I pick USC to win that game.
Yeah, I think that USC is just going to take a big lead and just sit on it. So
yeah,
I think that's I think we all took
but
USC.
If USC does go there and they do win, that's what is it, USC right now. You can have Lincoln Riley offense with a USC with a defense. You're going okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to win the big? Like, are they going to be contender down the Big Ten to Ohio State, Oregon? Because if they go to the Big House and beat them, I would pick USC over Oregon any day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the way I've seen Oregon play.
Well, but Oregon's the way they've turned it around even last week.
Yeah, but it's just 1 week. Yeah,
they have to prove it.
It was two. You're looking 2 weeks versus 1 week though, but we saw improvement, and that's what you have to see. I mean, it's not necessarily that it's not necessarily that they're all the way back, but showing improvement week over week is what you ask for. You don't want to do what we've seen Texas A&M, for instance, do, and you come out so strong, you get ranked in the top 15, top 10, and then that last part of your season, you lose every single game. Like in college football and in football in general, you don't want to peak too early. It's the same in college basketball or even NBA. But like in football, or any sport, if you peak too early, that fall off is awful. So yes, you might have looked awful week 1, week 2, but they did what they had to do and they won the games that were placed in front of them. It might have been ugly, but a win's a win. Ask FSU if they wish they were 2-0 or 3-0 right now. I mean, like they have been awful, and that's the difference between Oregon, as they looked not good week 1, week 2 didn't look good, but week 3 they looked like Oregon. Whereas look at FSU, they're looking like somebody should have eaten the dog crap.
Yeah, very very true. I mean, they always say there's two old sayings: better to be lucky than good, and better to win ugly than lose pretty.
Yep. I mean, we can say what we want to. Yeah, it's only 1 week, but we'll see. I don't even know who they have this weekend, but we'll see what the improvement looks like. They may have a bye week this week. I'm not completely positive. I know there's some teams with a early bye with this new playoff setup. But honestly, though, I will not be watching the USC Michigan game. I probably won't watch 1 second of it because there is a far more important game at 3:30, Nate. Barstool Sports going to be there. It's a little Auburn, Arkansas
boys
action.
Are there, yeah.
Woo damn pig. Woo damn pig.
So that's the game I'm going to be watching. It's probably honestly, me and Nate were talking about this, Scott. We were talking on the phone before we hopped on here. I have no clue who to pick, even as an Auburn fan. I'm like, I have no idea. It's the most toss-up game I've sat down and been like, I have no freaking clue. The line started at 4 on Saturday, and it's moved to 3.5 all week. And then look today, it's at 2.5, -2.5 in Auburn's favor, which Auburn's the home team, so we know that's a field goal. So technically, it's Arkansas by -0.5, which is not something the books are going to throw out there. Yeah. So I mean, it's crazy that just how tight this spread is. Arkansas has this quarterback that just can run and sling it not all over the place, but he can sling it. I mean, look who his offensive coordinator is. And then Auburn's got a redshirt freshman starting his second game and first SEC game, and he looks competent, but can he be competent when he's playing higher competition than what he saw last week? So it's definitely it'll be an interesting game. Again, it's not by any means the best game of the day, but I think it's going to be one of the harder games to pick, and it's truthfully a toss-up.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I'll pick it. I'll be picking Auburn to beat Arkansas because of one specific person in general, and he's probably going to get fired halfway through the season, and his name's Sam Pittman. I don't the way that he manages games and some of the decision making that goes through his mind is just absolutely like football coaching malpractice, and I
Yeah.
will not. I cannot put faith in Sam Pittman to lead Arkansas to victory on the road against Auburn.
I was talking to Jake. I was like on the phone. I'm like, I'm just so confused in this game on who to pick because it's a home game, and that should mean something for Jordan-Hare, right? They're aren't they
Should.
doing the stripes? What are they doing? The stripe out or whatever?
They do a color every freaking game now. It's
So
kind of lame, but
the
yeah.
fans are getting into it.
Kind of lame.
It's gonna be loud. They're gonna be there supporting them. But a freshman quarterback in the situation, you can't overwhelm them with too much. Arkansas's defense is horrible. They're poop. We know that. I feel like Arkansas is going to play a bunch of keep away with their ground attack and try to keep the ball away and out of hand and control that time of possession and wait for Auburn to make mistakes. Vice versa, Auburn needs to keep it simple, and they need to man up in the trenches and push and bully those hogs in the trenches. Because if they do, the game's over. Because it makes the read so much more easier for Hank. So
well, yeah, and Auburn, I feel like they've forgotten their identity the first 2 weeks. You have the SEC's leading rusher coming, still in the backfield for you. Like Jarquez Hunter still is there. Like use him.
A horse back there, dude.
And granted, I know the first game, you're playing Alabama State. You want to show off your new toys with Cam Coleman and stuff and sling it all over. Week 2 against Cal, you're down, and you're still trying to show off for the fans, and then you're trying to fight back in it, and so you're not running the game. So last week we saw, we started using Jarquez Hunter again, and it's crazy what it looks like when you run the ball and you let a freshman run some play action off of running the ball. Like it's not even about being a freshman. Hank Brown can read a defense. Like there's an entire film breakdown right now on Locked On Auburn. He can read a defense, so let the kid read the defense.
Yeah, it's like it makes those first and second options open when you have a linebacker and a safety who's going to bite on the run. Like what? Running the ball helps the offense. Like it's like
Arkansas is going to load the box. They want Auburn to beat them with a freshman quarterback. They're going to load the box. They're going to want, and Auburn's going to do a very similar thing. They're gonna say, hey, we're not going to let you beat us with your legs. Your quarterback's going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah,
so it's either going to be a blow. It's going to either be a high scoring game or it's going to be one of these ugly 20-17, 20-15 or 14 kind of games. It's just going to be neither here nor there with that.
And I think what I told you, I think it's going to come down. I told you special teams. I think Auburn, because both teams are very capable of getting a good return or a touchdown. Arkansas is notorious for it. They'll be down in the game and they'll get like some random stud athlete out of nowhere do something remarkable and get a punt return and then change to flip the momentum. So I feel like Auburn special teams will come and support where the holes are, if there's a hole in defense or an offense, and flip the script late in the game. I think like third quarter. So I got Auburn in this one. I just feel like Sam Pittman's time's up. It's Bobby Petrino time again. He's back. He's ready to get his team back. Which is, it just proves you always can get a second chance in this world, ladies and gentlemen. You could be sleeping with the secretary, riding your hog, getting fired, and you will come back if you're a winner. If you win, they don't care. So
it's true.
Here you are.
Those are true words. Those are true words. Truest word. Truer words have never been more spoken in this world. I feel like
it just proves
Scott. I gotta ask you something. I'm not gonna ask Nate this because I know what he's gonna choose. Would you rather talk about Utah and Oklahoma State or Tennessee versus Oklahoma?
I was gonna say that we had 2 games left that I wanted to talk about.
Is that both
if you guys, Yeah, those are the only 2 games that are worth
You were going to
mentioning
talk
for
about the Georgia
for
Tech
the rest of
Louisville
this night.
game?
No, not at
Get
all.
out of here, Nate. Nobody's gonna watch that except on the quad.
Utah, Oklahoma State. I'm a huge Cam Rising fan. Even
Same.
though that he's older than like 8 starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now. I think he's cool. I think he looks like Jesus. Like I love the flow.
Love the look.
I don't even know if he's gonna play, but I heard that he's supposed to be back.
I
College
saw.
injury reports are stupid. They
I
don't
just said it was
put
a
out
game
any
time
injury reports.
decision.
Yeah,
They actually have to
so-
report injuries now in college. The injury report has to come
Yeah,
out
but
midweek
where are
now.
they?
But
I
they're
can't
not-
find them.
The
You have to go to
SEC has
you have to
do
go to
it.
like the school's
Yeah, what do I have to go to
SID.
like the black market to find these
Yeah.
injury reports? Like,
Yeah, but they do have to
like,
post them.
post
But you have
them-
to you have to go to the sports information director's like basically front porch, like, and knock on his door, and he'll give you the report, hand it to you, because they are posted. They have to be submitted to the NCAA or somebody, the league office or whatever league you're in. But it is
but do they have to
no.
post them to the public? Because it feels like they're still not posting them.
I'm not
They
sure.
probably-
I listen to an Auburn podcast weekly, Locked On Auburn, and they always update like who's on the injury report for the week. So I'm not sure for other schools. I just know that Auburn's, at least I find out midweek.
Maybe they're
through that.
feeding it to them. We need to get higher up so we can get injury
Right.
reports sent to our email.
Right?
Yeah.
Nate, work on it.
I'll work on it. I know it's a meeting.
Get in those DMs. I like Utah in this game. I like that Oklahoma State can score, but like I said, I have no other reason to pick Utah but Cam Rising's hair. So don't listen to me.
Same. No, I'm picking the Utes. I'm going Utes all day.
I'm going Oklahoma State. I think here's the wild. This is what's wild about Oklahoma State. In that Arkansas game, Arkansas shut down their run. Ollie Lane only had like 50 yards in that game. But Alan Bowman, the quarterback who supposedly is just mid, had like 350 yards passing in that game, and nothing was deep. Like he just deke and dunked because everyone's committed to stopping Ollie.
Mm-hmm.
Utah's going to come out and stack the box. They're going to try to stop Ollie. If Bowman, who's old as dirt, he's like 25. He's been there for forever.
So
If he can just simply convert third downs, get to the tight end, get into the flat, nothing special. I really think, because I mean Boone Pickens Stadium in a really big game, that place is loud. That place is a very ruckus environment, and so I'm going with the pokes up. It's a big game for Utah on the road. Very different environment what they're used to from the Pac-12. So doesn't mean that they're not, like, they can't do it. Their team's very, very experienced. I feel like Van Gundy, I mean, the man was talking about fixing compressors this week. Like, he ain't stressed. Right. So I feel like it's going to be a tight one. I think Oklahoma wins it in this one, at least by a field goal. It's going to come down to a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then before the biased opinion on the next game comes on, we'll give the unbiased opinion, and I'll be short and sweet with it. Tennessee -6.5 going on the road to Oklahoma. I don't see a world where Tennessee doesn't blow Oklahoma out of the water. I think Nico's incredible. I think they're so good in the trenches, offensively, defensively. I think Tennessee's averaging like 300 rushing yards per game, and that doesn't even get brought up for some reason, because all the fond and the love fest is for how good Nico looks. And I just think that it's going to be so underrated, and the run game will take the crowd out of it. That's why I have made a significant wager on Tennessee -6.5 this weekend on the Hard Rock book.
ooh.
I'll tell you this, and don't think that I'm picking Oklahoma, but who did Oklahoma play last week in Sherwood Williams? Who was it?
What, Tulane?
Tulane, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Great team.
Question for the chat for you guys: how many times have we seen a team look ahead and completely not game plan when they're playing a weaker opponent. And again, I'm not saying Oklahoma's going to win this game, but it happens every single year. Auburn last year lost to New Mexico State, who they almost beat and should have beaten the following week, Alabama. And I know this isn't a rivalry game, but it is a massive game for Oklahoma. It's their first SEC game.
Yeah, it's their first home SEC game.
Don't be shocked if this game is a lot closer because Oklahoma just said, it's Tulane. We'll just look ahead to Tennessee, put our game plan in, get 2 weeks of game plan. And not that it's going to matter, but don't be shocked if what we saw last week is not really who Oklahoma is. And they were just saying, hey, let's just look ahead to Tennessee, get a game plan started for them. Whatever Tulane brings out, we can just beat them. And it almost cost them a lot like Auburn or New Mexico State last year, and then the following week should have beaten Alabama. But don't be shocked. I don't want anybody to get shocked if that's the case. Again, I've picked Tennessee. It's not even – to me, I'm with Scott. 6.5 is – I almost want to buy that up to 10 because I do think it's going to be a double-digit blowout. But I'm not going to sit here and be like absolutely floored if Oklahoma comes out and they're like, we punked y'all. We are just preparing for you for next week.
Yeah.
All right, Nate, you have 5 minutes. Give us what you want.
like that. I have battered ball syndrome. So, like, I know we're going to come out and shit the bed. So, like,
hold on. We just gave you like 3 minutes of nothing but Tennessee love. Then we rode over you for the bias, and then you tell us that they're going to shit the bed. What kind of Cleveland Browns ass syndrome do you have right here? Is it because
it is orange?
Is it because of Jimmy Haslam?
He's probably a part of it for sure.
It's the McDonald's bags for sure.
I've like with Hendon Hooker, that was like house money. Like we weren't supposed to be that good that year, but Hendon Hooker was amazing. The running game was okay. The offensive line was okay. Defense was mediocre. Like we're playing with house money, right? Cool. We went to an Orange Bowl and we won it. We beat Clemson, beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Like this is like when it matters. Like when games like this matter. In the last 20 years, they've always shit the bed.
But it's different now. It's time to be different.
You're better in the trenches now, Nate. Your trenches are better.
Our baseball team won the national championship. Like, that might have lifted some type of curse. Like, our basketball team, Rick Barnes, looked really good last year and coached a really good team all the way to the Elite Eight. Like, that's like, that's good for him. Like we're
good.
Firing on all cylinders on all major sports. So it's like, is this the because this game has more, like, honestly, it's like who's got the pressure more in this game? And everyone's like, well, it's got Oklahoma's got more of the pressure. And I'm like, Tennessee, if you're a Tennessee fan, there's more pressure in this game more than anything because we've been made fun of for the last 20 years that we can't win the big game. And so
you're fanning scared right now, Nate, and I'm not going to stand for it. You need to get out of the dumps and you need to have confidence and you need to ride with -6.5 on Tennessee.
What's that song? Do you hear that, Scott? Do you hear that music? Do you hear that? Sounds like Rocky Top's playing.
Yeah, Rocky Top is playing in my head right now.
But I will tell you this. Not so fast. This is the Heupel revenge tour.
Yes, exactly. He hates Oklahoma.
This man is coming out for blood. You don't think he's game planned this up for the last 2 years, knowing that it's been on his schedule?
Do you think he's going to onside kick up 30-0?
He might do it. He might onside kick the first minute of the game.
Yeah, he might. Hey, we're deferring to the second half. Stike onside kick,
onside kick in your face.
70-yard bomb to.
He won't let off the dog. If like what I'm saying is this: I'm scared, but also I have trust Heupel and his staff. And if they come out and we come out hot like we always do in the first quarter and we go up, we score 14 or 10 in the first quarter, and we can get some first downs and get the momentum going and keep Jackson Arnold off the field and giving his confidence down. And we go into that second quarter, and because about that time, Heupel will find some holes in Venerable's defense. He'll find some holes and he's going to use his weapons. Like we haven't like Thornton, Brew, Squirrel, Brazil, the Stays, the tight end. Those guys are ready to go. And Dylan Sampson, I feel like if he gets 120 yards on the ground, game's over because Nico's going to have about 30.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we haven't even seen any of their offense. Like we've only seen like basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. What's really going to be the tell is the defense. Is the defense going to play downhill physical like they have been? And it started off, I mean, the game, it went from 4 to 7. Now it's at 6. There's something there. And a lot of people are thinking it's the it factor with Nico. The kid's cool, calm, and collected in the pocket, makes good decisions. It really comes down to him making good decisions tomorrow and that running game getting going. I feel like Jake mentioned they played Tulane. Well, the previous week they played Houston and only beat them by 5.
Maybe they're
And
taking
they
the
look
whole
bad.
season
Defensively, they look
game plan for
bad.
Tennessee.
And like their offense couldn't get going in those 2 games.
Yeah, I mean,
so if their offense can't get it going and Tennessee wants and do a drag race, boat race, it's going to get ugly fast. So this is what I don't want happening. I don't want it to be a close game at all because beginning of fourth quarter, they play the Toby Keith song and those fans are going to get lit for that Toby Keith song, get energy going back in that stadium. And I don't want that. I want half their fans to be gone halfway home by the end of the third quarter. So that way it's just nothing but Vols fans there just enjoying a vacation. So I can't say Tennessee big. I can say money line Tennessee for me. So
okay, that's fair enough. We convinced you. We convinced you that Tennessee is going to win, but we can't get you on -6.5. Baby step.
But if they do win this game comfortably, like they beat NC State next week, I will be the cockiest Vols fan.
He'll be rocket topping on this podcast. Finally,
I will, because we play Arkansas next in Arkansas,
and then Sam Pittman will be fired, and it will come full circle.
Yeah, it's like
let's hope so because we get Oklahoma next week at home. So
yeah, it's like y'all
break their spirit.
We flip flop opponents, so we break their spirit. They come to Jordan-Hare for their first road SEC game. Have fun. So I love it.
Drink it.
There you go, Nate. There you go, Nate. There it is.
Oh man, it's been fun. Love it, chat. I don't know if we're live anymore because
we're still live.
Computer died on me, but this has been fun. We're gonna do more of this. So either way, it's recorded. So if you're listening to this, please give our Spotify or Apple a like, review, a 5-star review, 4-star review. Give us a like, share with your friends, tell them about the Back Porch Sports. Oh, we can talk about our bets quickly. Our bets the last 3 weeks are 20 and 10 in bets. Pick'ems, we're killing it against the FPI. FBI is doing good too, though, this year. You know, FBI is doing pretty good. But Scott's beating FBI by 1. I'm coming back slowly in our pick'ems. And
16-8.
16-8. I'm getting there. And then Scott, you got your dog of the week. You said Syracuse right now is dog of the week.
Yep.
What else you got?
Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. I totally forgot exactly what I picked, but I'm very confident that I will be going 5-0 in my picks this week.
Oh, you're big. You're on fire right now in your picks.
Here we go. 1 second. Oh no, it's not loading.
I've got mine pulled up if you want them, Nate.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
go.
Tell the
Got
chat.
Ohio State Marshall over 52 points. Ohio State's going to score every single one of them.
Yeah.
USC -6.5 versus Michigan. Don't care if it's in the big house. Don't care if it's in P. Diddy's house. Give me that -6.5. USC. Number 8, Miami, -16.5 over South Florida. I think Alabama finally said, hey, enough is enough. Miami's going to say, hey, we're for real. The U is back, baby. Then I got in early on the Tennessee spread. I actually got them at -7 instead of -6.5. Again, I think I could buy that up to a -9.5, 10.5, and be comfortable. And then I got K-State -6.5 over BYU. I picked all favorites this week, went away from the Dirty Dogs. Normally like to throw at least one or two in there, but this is a really interesting week where we don't see a whole lot of Dirty Dogs, even though I know Scott knows how to find a few of them.
Yep. I found my plays of the week, so I'm gonna rattle quickly. Maybe we can get this into a little clip action.
Yeah.
Syracuse -9. That's happening right now. USC -6.5. Dog of the week is Oklahoma State +2. Actually, I picked this before I knew Cam Rising was playing, so ignore what I said earlier about Cam Rising. I can't go away from my dog of the week. Texas A&M -22.5. And then over 57.5 points, Tennessee, Oklahoma. I'm feeling points in that
Okay. Those are good. My picks of the week are Ole Miss over 35.5. Who else? I had Tennessee, Oklahoma over 56. Texas A&M over covering 22.5 over Bowling Green. That's way too easy. And I had Texas with little Archie Manning hitting 44. So that is they'll cover the -44 against.
-44.
Yep, minus the 44. I feel like they'll
swallow
put
in the points.
60.
Wow.
That's I went all points this week.
Points.
Yep. Guys, it's been fun. I love it. If we continue to follow, share, and like the Back Porch Sports, we're putting out some fun stuff. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. I don't think we have Twitter. Someone has access to it.
We do have a Twitter.
Okay.
It's just not super active.
Yeah.
But we got to get Nate's followers on Twitter.
Yeah, we got to get all those people on there.
Get them over to Twitter.
Yeah. But we're growing slowly and surely. And look out for our weekend memes because those are going to be really funny. So,
breaking news, guys. Breaking news.
Ooh.
Breaking news. Tom Lloyd said, there it is. Tom Lloyd has said he'd be shocked if Auburn misses out on Deuce Night. Let's go.
There you have it.
It's not really
Sam Pittman's getting fired.
Let's go. That'd be a dream come true for everyone.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
Peace out.
Later.